Hello friends, I am Kate Smith-Kors. I am a light worker, Reiki master, and tarot intuitive. I'm filming this on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day if you're watching the day that I post this. This is the weekly energy reading where I dive into maybe some astrology, the cards, any channeled messages that I've received about what to expect in this week ahead. So first I wanted to do just a shout out that today, actually tomorrow morning, I'll be taking down my love readings. So you have until the end of today, early tomorrow morning, to schedule your love reading, and you can find the options for the love readings right on my website, www.crystallizewithkate.com, or they're also in various sections, various posts on my Facebook page. Today only, also, I'm doing 20% off of my Reiki sessions if you book online, so check those out as well because it's a good savings. So let's dive now into the energy of the week ahead. On the 16th, we have the full moon in Leo, and this energy is really calling out to me. I'm a Leo rising, so this kind of really checks in with me. So if you're a Leo rising, you have a lot of Leo in your chart, you might be really feeling the energy of this. And what this full moon is doing is it's kind of allowing us to see underneath the surface just enough to be able to cut away some old patterns, old belief systems that are no longer serving us. That's what full moons are about, is releasing what is no longer serving us. I did pull the full moon in Leo card just so that you guys could see it. This is from the Moonology deck by Yasmin Boland, and this says, "Don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo." So sometimes Leos have the tendency to be a little bit more proud, and so we're definitely thinking about being vulnerable, and then also not being too proud to accept help from others. Because I feel like we're at a point where accepting love and accepting help can be very hard for some of us, because some of us don't feel worthy. And that's really what it comes down to. But then there's also the ego stepping in, right? I should be able to do this on my own. Maybe we've been told that in the past, or had that set as an example for us by people that we looked up to. So that's the main message there. Don't let pride get in your way, at least from Yasmin Boland's deck. We also, when you think about Leo, we're thinking about personal expression and people who are a little bit more vibrant and expressive. They might be leaders because they like to entertain and put on the show, so they might be entertainers in some way. Really what I feel Leos come to do is to kind of show off their gifts and talents to the world. They want their gifts and talents to shine brightly so that everybody can kind of see, this is what I can do and this is how I can help you. Especially since we have the sun in Aquarius, and that Aquarius energy is more about community, whereas Leo is about I, the self. So really, with the sun being in Aquarius, the full moon being in Leo, we are now thinking about, who am I in the community? How can I celebrate myself while still fitting in to the community? What is my purpose within the community? How can I share my gifts and talents to be able to help out others? So those are some things that we might want to be thinking about. Now, I do want to say that, with it being the full moon in Leo and releasing, if we're thinking about our gifts and talents and how we can shine it brightly, how can we release anything that's restricting us from being able to be the most vibrant version of ourselves? How are we holding ourselves back? Are there other things in our life that are holding us back, and is it time to get rid of those things? Maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, whatever it might be for you. Maybe it's limiting beliefs that you're putting on yourself. So how are you restricting yourself from shining brightly in the world? We also have diving a little bit more into the astrology, the sun and moon, the north and south node, are all in an exact square during this full moon. So this is probably not going to be a very comfortable, or during this full moon, sorry, I can't remember if I said full or new, full moon, it's not going to be a very comfortable moon to navigate. Usually full moons aren't the easiest because really we're releasing some stuff. We might get a little bit more emotional, some of us. But there's going to be more of an awareness of our problems, what we need to be working on. If you want to be able to move forward, then this thing, we need to be letting go of it. We need to let go of the past in order to move forward. And this is the lesson that you need to be learning. So that's why this might be a little bit harder for some people, is because we might be learning very important lessons about how we're still holding on to versions of our past selves or things from our past, and how they are restricting us from moving forward, shining brightly in the world and in our community. So we definitely, want to be in that celebratory energy and enjoying the energy that Leo brings, but at the same time, we want to, we have more lessons to process here before we can fully, completely celebrate. Kind of going along with this energy that we're going to be finding in the full moon in Leo, we also have the North Node in Taurus, which I believe it's been in Taurus, but this is also kind of about the love and light aspect. How can we bring more love to the planet? So I think that kind of diving in, how can I shine my light in the community? How can I bring love into the planet? How can I shine my light brighter over here to show people that love and light in their own way is where you want to be at this time, instead of in the dark, in the shadows. There's a time for the dark and the shadows, and you're going to be processing through it, but you can't stay there forever, right? Otherwise, that's a pretty depressing life. So how can we bring more love? How can we be more loving and more vibrant for other people, for our community, for our planet? How can we let our light shine for others? So some of the oracle cards that I pulled, I used the Starseed Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. This card is the Seas of Mintaka, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light. So I definitely think that's part of what this full moon in Leo is about, is digging a little bit deeper, bringing something that was unconscious to the conscious. How can we recognize where we've been holding ourselves back? How can we recognize, bring to the consciousness what needs to be released, so that we can shine our light, see the potential of our future? I love how that just looks like a beautiful sea, beautiful water right there. We also have Jump In, Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. So the full moon, when you're releasing, you are definitely in a process of actively changing something in your life. So I think that this is going along with the Leo energy, in that it's adventurous, it's an exciting card. There might be some little adventure this week that you're asked to go on, and Spirit is telling you, go ahead and say yes, as long as you're being safe. And then we also have the Star Brothers card, Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. And I don't know if it's really how recognized it is, but Leos really are strong on their sense of loyalty and trust and stability. They really do crave that. So I think that this goes along with that Leo energy as well. When things feel like they're getting shook up a little bit, that the energy is a little bit uneasy, uncomfortable, definitely get grounded in finding maybe a place that you can go to where you feel safe. Maybe there's a certain room in your house, or maybe it's a certain place outside where you go to feel safe and grounded. That's going to be important at this time. And have trust that you are being guided to release certain things so that you can move forward. Your angels, your guides, they want you to be moving down this forward path, but sometimes we hold ourselves back out of fear, right? So you are safe, and trust in the process. You are protected by your guides and your angels. So I wanted to read a little bit more from this jump in card, because I think that the energy of it is really fun, really Leo-esque in a lot of ways. And it says, Andromeda is a spiral galaxy, the closest galaxy to the Milky Way. It's believed that Andromedan star seeds are a group of beings who love their freedom. Very adaptable, they have a strong willingness and ability to change and go with the flow, to find calm in the chaos, to swim with the tides. This card is here to encourage you to do the same. Perhaps you have a significant goal or opportunity ahead of you. If so, you're being guided to jump in. Don't wait for permission. Don't stall until you feel ready. Take a deep breath, a good old run-up, and jump right on in. Life bends for the courageous, and courageous is what you're being called to be. You're already facing the right direction. The only thing left to do is leap. You'll figure out the details as you go along. Things may not always be smooth sailing. Life on Earth rarely is. However, it's the rougher seas that teach us how to sail with glory. And once you know that, you can navigate any sea, ocean, or storm. The Andromedans want you to fall in love with surfing the waves of life, to seek more adventures, to embrace your own adaptability, and find a way to be calm in the chaos. You didn't come to Earth to be passive. You came to Earth to truly live. Now, take a good run-up and leap. And it's funny that this is the card that I chose to read from, because earlier today I was asking for a very upfront and in-my-face sign to make a certain choice, and this is definitely it. So not only is this for the collective, but it's also for me. And it's funny how your angels will show up for you. If you're looking for a sign to take the leap, this is it. But then if you're looking for something else, ask your angels and guides for something that's very upfront, in your face, sign, message, whether or not it's a good idea for you to go ahead and do the thing that you've been looking to do. So going into the tarot cards, I pulled the King of Swords. So we're still wanting to be the best version of ourselves when it comes to communication. We still want that open, honest communication, speaking clearly. And this might also come through as maybe doing some type of journaling work, or maybe you do a voice recording on your phone where you're almost doing like a talk therapy session with yourself. I'm seeing some of you do that, where you're kind of recording yourself, venting all of the things that you're ready to release, the emotions that you've been having. And then don't even bother listening back to it. You can save the recording, but then just delete it. Just go ahead and delete it. You don't want to be staying in that energy. You're going to effectively and clearly communicate your whatever is going on in your brain. Maybe it's just the stream of consciousness, effectively getting that out of your mouth or onto paper, burning it, throwing it away, tearing it up, delete the recording, whatever it might be for you. Now, in this week ahead, we're probably going to be feeling the energy of this full moon in Leo the majority of the week. We have the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Swords, so there is a lot of potential overwhelm and conflict. I'm hearing petty arguments. I'm hearing kind of win at all costs. I'm almost hearing people being a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for, like catty or snarky in the way they say things, and it's not necessarily something that they feel that they control. They're really feeling the energy of the moon, and they don't know how to process it. But then I feel like for some of you, there might be a lot of stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and there might be something that happens that you might decide to say yes to the change, and maybe this change is cutting something out of your life, and then you instantly are like, what did I do? Oh my goodness, because it's a huge change. Not something you're used to. Trust that you made the right choice for you, but it might feel a little abrupt at first. We have the Hierophant card. So this is digging into ancient wisdom, teachings. This is a card of stability and support in some ways. So maybe there's somebody that you want to look up to, a teacher or a mentor. Maybe it's your therapist. Maybe it's a spiritual type of leader person that you might feel like reaching out to during the week. You might need to do event session or schedule some type of healing work or whatever it is that you feel called to do to get yourself balanced. And yeah, it gives that mentor type of energy, or therapist, teacher, somebody like that. We have the Four of Wands, which does remind me of Leo energy in that it's very celebratory and happy and joyful. So being joyful about all the beautiful moments in your life. It doesn't have to be just big events. Like, this is usually my sign for like marriage. So I mean, some of you might be getting married, but I doubt that's for the majority of you. But the main message that I'm getting here is celebrating even the little moments, making a big moment out of something little. Especially if you have kids, it's really fun to get them amped up and happy about a little accomplishment. And I see us doing that a lot throughout the week, is really celebrating the little ones in our lives, or even our pets, like training pets, giving them treats, be like celebrating the little things that they're doing and accomplishing. We also have the Judgment card. So it kind of feels like the words that I hear when I see this card are a call home. For some of us, there's going to be this moment of clarity, and maybe by a choice that we make, it's going to feel like we're leading our lives into something that's much more aligned with where we want to go. Our souls are being called home to a certain place or a certain path that we're supposed to be taking that maybe what we'd been avoiding. Maybe this path is now chosen for us. Maybe our spirit team has been telling us for so long, you need to make this choice, and if you don't make this choice, we're going to make it for you. And then it gets a little bit too uncomfortable and we get upset about it, but it's like we weren't listening. But it does feel a little bit smoother in some ways, in that it will feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing at this time. So a call home of some sort. And then the Six of Swords is all about releasing the past, letting go of old baggage, old patterns that no longer serve us. We're moving forward, and we need to determine what we want to be bringing into our future and what we want to be leaving in our past. To wrap up this video, I have picked out some crystals that have been speaking to me that might be a good idea to work with in this Leo full moon. If they're not speaking to you, that's fine. These are just ones that were calling out to me. We have black tourmaline. That's great for protection, releasing negative energy, kind of filtering out negative energy, grounding, which is going to be important during this full moon. Tiger's eye, in the same way. This also helps with increasing self-esteem and self-confidence, which is huge with Leo. So embracing that self-confidence and self-esteem. Citrine, about bringing in that abundance, that joy, that happiness, prosperity energy. It did give a very Leo feel when I was looking at the crystals. And then also black onyx. I love this cat. Leo is obviously a lion, and a lion is a big cat. So this black onyx cat statue was calling out to me, and this is again good for grounding. There's some words in here: a powerful stone of protection. Black onyx absorbs negative energy and is a strength-giving stone. This stone helps with wise decision making. And I want to say that in tarot, the strength card does have a lion on it most of the time. This is a must-have gemstone to keep with you when you are under difficult times. It's great for your root chakra, which is what we want to be focusing on, to feel grounded and stable in times when things might feel a little bit more chaotic and we might be feeling some shifts and changes in our lives. These stones are available at the Awareness Intuitive Studio. If you can always reach out to them or stop in. It's at 154 Desmond Street in Sayre. That's also where my office is located. And pick up some crystals for your full moon. You can also schedule your Reiki session, or if you want a tarot reading, you can schedule in the gift shop area, but you can also schedule on www.crystallizewithkate.com. I hope you all have a beautiful week ahead, and I will be seeing you guys later. Bye.